Maybe the biggest challenge for any team leader is managing a remote team, because human beings evolved to live, to forage and to hunt within a relatively small area with a close-knit group of companions, mostly family members and members of their immediate tribe. As a result, the modern tendency for teams to span large geographical areas, even spanning the whole globe, is very different to what we've evolved to manage. And this throws up many challenges to which the technology that we use only provides a partial solution. In this video, I'll outline those challenges, and in subsequent videos, we'll look at each challenge in detail. When we talk about a remote or a virtual team, we're talking about a group of people who need to work together but are not co-located. To put it in simple terms, they don't all work in the same place. However, there are degrees of remoteness based on the number of people who work remotely from the rest. It may be that only one or two members of the team are remote from the core of the team. It may be that everyone is dispersed from one another. And secondly, the distance. Some remote teams spread across a city or a number of buildings within a campus. Others are spread across the globe. Whilst physical distance does provide challenges, particularly for very widely dispersed teams with differences in time zone and culture, the biggest challenges often come from the number of people who are working remotely from one another. And we can characterize remote teams at three levels. At level 1, we have a flexible remote team where everyone in the team is nominally based in the same place, but each person has the flexibility to work separately, either from their home or from a remote location, possibly another company office, possibly alternative workspaces like accommodation offices or hotel reception areas. Second, we have hybrid remote working. The core of the team may well be co-located, but other members of the team are distributed geographically. And finally, with full remote working, there is no obvious single hub for the team. There may be a nominal base, possibly where the team leader is based, or possibly where 2 or 3 members of the team actually have their physical base, but the team has no single hub and everyone works remotely. Consequently, the primary way that team members come together is in the virtual world, via technology. All of this throws up a large number of challenges, of which I've selected 8 principal challenges to discuss in detail in future videos. The first is trust, and normally trust works by being in close contact with people, observing what they're doing and getting to know them well. Clearly, if we're working remotely, we can't keep an eye on what other people are doing in the same way, and it is harder to get to know them well. Second is understanding, and understanding comes from communication. Now, of course, technology can mediate communication over large distances. Even if we set aside the challenges of time zones and different cultures, however, technology provides an imperfect solution for really good understanding of what the other person is trying to communicate and the way that they're thinking. As a result, miscommunication and therefore misunderstandings are more common in virtual or remote teams. Third are connections and culture. Working remotely can create feelings of isolation, and it is also very difficult to create a team culture, especially if there is no single base culture to build your team culture from. Fourth, we have responsibility. Part of team working is encouraging personal responsibility in each of your team members and making sure there is proper accountability. But it is just that much harder to get the balance right between individual autonomy and managerial oversight when you are physically remote from the people whom you are overseeing. Fifth is productivity. And if you can't talk to someone quickly and easily, it becomes that much more difficult to work together effectively and productively. The team needs to find processes to coordinate with one another to create that productivity, and it can be very difficult when we're not physically co-located. Sixth is challenge. A good, effective team has diverse thinking and allows each member to challenge the thinking and the ideas of others in order to push the team's general level of thinking to a higher level. But with cultural differences and remote working, it becomes that much more difficult for team members to feel that they can challenge one another effectively. Seventh is development, and a big part of your role as a team leader is to help people to develop their skills and to help promote their careers and their personal development. And once again, if you can't be with them physically, it becomes more difficult. And the final challenge for managing remote teams is to take care of the welfare and well-being of the individuals within the team. Because remotely, it is harder to pick up on the signals that something is going wrong, and it is, of course, a lot harder to sit with someone and to help them to address the problems. So remote working is a challenge, and I've outlined 8 of the biggest challenges you will face as a team leader managing a remote team. If any of these resonate with you, then do watch the relevant video where I will describe the problem in a little bit more detail. But crucially, I'll be giving you solutions, ideas and practical tips to help you to meet the challenges of remote working. Please do give a thumbs up if you like this video. There's loads more great management courses content to come, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep learning.